Welcome to day 22 of our Top Titans 2 gameplay walkthrough. Alright, so guys, right now, as discussed, we are going to talk about the Sorcerer skill tree. We are on the third series of our skill tree discussion. Just to give you a couple of updates, we were able to get our Book of Shadows to 232,000 right now. I was able to do 4 prestiges last night and another 4. I think it's the 5th. The last one was the 5th, which for today. So there was about at least 9 prestiges that we were able to do, and I'm still aiming to do a couple of prestige so that I can, cope up with the lost time of play time because I wasn't, or we went out, had some family time. So right now I'm trying to get as much prestiging as I can, so that I can get a couple of relics into Book of Shadows right now, so that come the next tournament we will be more than ready, because the next tournament is going to be a shards tournament, so we need to pretty much get ready for that. Okay, so that's it. Alright, so now guys, we're going to talk about the skill tree for the Sorcerer skill tree. Alright, let's go ahead and start. So first one is Limit Break. As you can see, it improves mana capacity and mana regeneration. So the magical word resonates within you, increasing your maximum mana capacity and base mana regeneration rate, allows you to store more mana while inactive, and also increases the effectiveness of Mana Siphon. Alright, so Limit Break and Mana Siphon works together in a sense. And as I mentioned here, it improves the capacity of your mana. That means you can basically you have a more mana pool, and then the mana regeneration is very much welcome because it's gonna make things easier, especially on early and mid stage of the game where you really need a lot of mana to have your skills active a lot of time, or basically all the time. Okay, the next one would be Midas Ultimate. As it says, it multiplies Hand of Midas Gold and Fairy Gold. Alright, so Midas blesses you with all his might, increasing your ability to earn bonus gold from Titans and Fairies alike. Drops additional gold each time Hand of Midas is activated. The Fairy Gold multiplier acts as an additional bonus on top of the Hand of Midas effect for Fairy Gold drops. So basically, Hand of Midas Ultimate is pretty much a well-rounded gold bonus source, or what? As I mean, there are, for example, Pet Heart of Midas is what do you call this? Influenced by the skill Hand of Midas. So since Midas Ultimate basically improves the effects of Hand of Midas, it pretty much affects all other gold source that Hand of Midas actually affects, whether minimal or big. Okay, but Midas Ultimate is basically used most of the time for Fairy Gold builds and Chester Song builds. Okay, so next one is Angelic Radiance. Times or multiplier of Heavenly Strike damage, and it also adds splash count for Heavenly Strike. Growing energy from your surroundings, and angelic force splits the earth and sky to deal destructive damage that splashes through all incoming bosses. Angelic Radiance must be unlocked in order for Heavenly Strike to have a potential to splice through bosses. Okay, so basically, if you don't have a level 2 Angelic Radiance, your Heavenly Strike will not splash through bosses. Okay, the more you level Angelic Radiance, the level 1 or unlocking Angelic Radiance doesn't say that it will give you a splash count, but starting level 2, it will start giving you splash count. Alright, so the next one is Phantom Vengeance. It multiplies Shadow Clone damage and Shadow Clone attacks per second, or adds a Shadow Clone attack per second. With greater vigor, your Shadow Clone seeks out Titans to demolish, slashing through them with faster and stronger attacks. Increase your Shadow Clone attack damage and attack rate. The attack rate increase does not improve your Shadow Clone's ability to use Mana Siphon or case lightning strikes when those skills are unlocked and active. Bonus Shadow Clone damage dealt to stun titans is only temporary. Alright, so as you can see here, this is pretty much the source of damage for Shadow Clone build. Alright, and as it says here, pretty much having a higher level of Phantom Vengeance doesn't really affect Mana Siphon and Lightning Strike build, and has, I don't know, is it saying minimal effect to if the Titan is stunned? Something like that. Okay. Next is Fairy Charm, which is one of my favorites in most especially if you are a VIP player or if you have the Fairy ad skip already active. Okay. That means you have spent a certain amount of money in the game that got you the Fairy ad skip enabled. Alright, so as it says here, it adds a % of multiple fairy chance and minus 4-second fairy spawn cooldown. So by level 10 with 40 skill points in total, you will get minus 60 seconds. So that means fairies will spawn every minute, because fairy spawns every 2 minutes actually. So having a max fairy charm will bring it down to a minute. Okay, so entice and deal with the fairies, increasing the chance for multiple fairies to appear instead of just one. After an initial fairy spawns, you have a chance to spawn an additional fairy as given by your multiple fairy chance. For each successful multiple fairy spawn, your multiple fairy chance is halved and used again in attempt to spawn an additional fairy. So basically that's how more fairies are spawned. So the higher the multiple fairy chance you have, the more chances of you getting more fairies at a time. For example, on my main account where I have Fairy Charm Max, and I think I have a secondary equipment that had, or I mean I have an equipment that had a secondary boost where it gives me a Fairy Charm Fairy chance or multiple fairy chance. I am averaging getting fairies about 5 every time, and most of the time 6, but average is at least 5. Okay, so that's how many fairies I get all the time. And imagine if your gold source is fairy, even though they say it's not that it's not really a fast gold source because you have to wait for the fairy. But you know, if you have Fairy Charm maxed out, if you're already on high skill points, you can pretty much max out Fairy Charm because it's just gonna cost you 40 skill points, and then you know, most of those fairies are gonna drop gold unless of course you don't have your skills activated, because most of the time there's a high chance if you have multiple fairies spawning that they will activate one of your skills. So it's better to have all your skills active all the time before tapping on the fairies, so that you will have a high chance that it will spawn gold. And then if you have multiple fairies all the time, you will always get a fairy ad. So whether it gives you perk gold or whether it gives you all probabilities or mana, what do you call this? Replenish your mana and stuff like that. But you pretty much get one fairy ad every time. So every minute you have one fairy ad. That's how it works if you have a lot of fairies spawning all the time. Okay. So next is Mana Siphon. Is 0.05% mana per tap. So pretty much you get mana every time you tap, or not only tapping, every time your Shadow Clone hits enemies. Okay. So your sword is imbued with the ability to steal mana from titans, speeding up mana recovery in battle. You have a 0.05% chance to trigger Mana Siphon with each sword master attack or Shadow Clone special attempt, as it says here. Each successful Mana Siphon roll will restore a percentage of your maximum mana capacity by the specified amount. Increases your maximum mana capacity will also increase the mana mana gained from a successful mana staple call. So basically, as it says here, it's 0.05 of your current mana pool. So if you have more mana pool or higher mana capacity, you will be getting more mana out of the titans that you killed, or I mean pretty much every time mana sipon is activated, because it's generally it has 5 or 0.5%, which is pretty much very obvious if you have a maxed out shadow clone, or you have power of swiping active. So you know, whenever you swap, you basically tap 20 times per second. Okay, and then next one would be Eternal Darkness. So +2 shadow clone duration. It increases the skill shadow clone, or the duration of your skill shadow clone. Your shadow clone awakens from the dark, sunken place, and declares complete loyalty, binding into your presence. Your shadow clone damage always depends on the strongest value of relevant bonuses while active. If your damage bonus decreases while shadow clone is active, its damage will not decrease. If your damage bonus increases while shadow clone is active, its damage will increase accordingly. Okay, so basically what it says is that it records the highest damage that your shadow clone will be able to inflict. Okay, and then as long as your shadow clone skill is active, that damage is gonna deal, or it's gonna be consistent. Okay, so for example, you got a critical strike where it gave you the highest damage for that your shadow clone was able to inflict, and from that moment until the end of the duration, or until you upgrade a hero, where of course your damage will increase, it will continuously inflict that much damage. So that's how Eternal Darkness works. Plus, if you add more levels to it, the Eternal Darkness, it will add what do you call this? Splash count? Is it splash count or splash hit for shadow clone? So basically, if you have Rootless Necromancer set, which will give you chance to splash through bosses, you might want to add more level to Eternal Darkness. Okay, so that you'll be able to splash a couple of stages once you have Rootless Necromancer. Okay, and then Mana. +2 mana replenish. So enlightened by an old legend, you ask the mythical deity Freeman's permission to challenge a titan with restorative magic. Earn the specific amount of mana each time Mana is defeated, and Mana spawns takes priority over justice and spawns. Okay, so if you guys remember, whenever if you look at your screen and you see monsters, you will see one of them that looks like a potion, a blue potion. That's the Mana. Okay, so putting a level on Mana will basically get you more mana out of killing that titan. Okay, and the next is Lightning Strike. Lightning Strike, 10% Titan health reduction, 93.8% lightning damage efficiency. So harnessing the power of Zeus, you unleash a powerful bolt of lightning onto the titans, strong enough to weaken the strongest of foes. You have a 2% chance to trigger a lightning strike with each sword master attack or shadow clone special attempt. Lightning strike can only trigger when one of your 6 active skills are activated, which is basically shadow clone. Weakens titans by reducing a portion of their remaining hit points with each strike. That is the one that says here 10% titan health reduction. Okay, so every time the lightning strike hits, it will reduce 10% of the total health of the titan. Okay, and then this ability cannot directly kill a titan. It does not receive damage bonus from perks or when used against stunned titans. Each additional strike per titan does reduce damage as per damage efficiency value. So basically, it will just keep reducing 10% of the current health of the titan. That's why it can never kill the titan, because it will just keep on reducing 10% of the current health of the titan. Okay, I mean for the next level, or for the level 1. So basically, that's why it can never kill the titan at all. Okay, so if we're let's say your titan only has 10 HP left, it will reduce 10. So if it has, then it will become 9 HP left, it will reduce 0.9, and so on and so forth. So let's say if it has 1 HP left, it's not gonna kill the Titan, it's just gonna reduce 0.1 HP. Okay, so that means that's the reason why it will never kill the Titan. Alright. Next is Dimensional Shift, which is the last skill for the Sorcerer tree that almost all build gets this. Unless of course if you're using pet build with pet heart or Midas gold source, you're never gonna put points on Sorcerer tree, so you're not gonna get Dimensional Shift. Okay, so times 1.31 per primary active skill effects times 0.96 active skill duration. So basically it increases all the duration of your skills, and it increases the effect of your skills that are active as well. So your Shadow Clone has gained the ability to wrap time and space, increasing your active skill effectiveness and slowing the rate of active skill timers. Dimensional Shift effects only applies when Shadow Clone is active, so you need Shadow Clone active at all times, and increase the primary effect of all active skills, including the strength of Shadow Clone itself, increase the duration of active skills. This duration boost is lost when Shadow Clone ends. So basically, the premise for this skill to have an effect is to always have Shadow Clone active. But then again, if you're using Shadow Clone, you're pretty much gonna put a lot of levels to Dimensional Shift. To Eternal Darkness, which will in turn increase the duration of your Shadow Clone. On my main account, it's already at 13 minutes. Okay, so that's pretty. So Dimensional Shift is in effect during that duration. All right. So that's basically the Sorcerer skill, and for the artifact that actually affects it, it's gonna be the Titania Scepter. You see here, it's a Sorcerer boost, and it says the Sorcerer boost bonus increase the strength of your Heavenly Strike, Hand of Midas, and Shadow Clone multipliers. So that's the reason why Titania Scepter, you need some level on Titania Scepter as well, because indirectly, even though you don't have, I think I'm not so sure about this, as it says here, it increases the strength of Hand of Midas. I'm not so sure if you need to put a point on Midas Gold, but it did mention Hand of Midas directly without telling you to put a level on Midas Gold. So maybe it does affect, and maybe I should start putting some level on it. Okay, so that's it. And then so that's pretty much the Sorcerer skill tree. So as you can as you've seen on the skills that pretty much branch out from it will be Heavenly Strike and then Shadow Clone. But then again, if you're gonna be using Fairy Gold Source and Chesterton Gold Source, you're gonna be putting a lot of levels or a lot of skill points in Sorcerer tree, because based on as far as I'm using optimizers, whenever Eternal Darkness can be or is unlocked at a certain level, once you put a specific number of skill points on the skill tree, tier 3 will be unlocked, and you will be able to put levels on Dimensional Shift. I'm sorry. So by that time, skill optimizers will tell you to put levels on it. Okay. So as you can see, Sorcerer level needs to be level 50. Basically, it means you will need 50 total skill points put to any of the skills around here before you'll be able to put some skill points on this layer. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Sorcerer skill tree. Tomorrow we're going to talk about Rogue, and then the next day we're going to talk about the skill optimizer by MMLH. Okay, so that's it for now, guys. I'm going to cut the video short today. So I hope you've learned something out of this video, and please do like, comment, share, and let your peers know, and have a great day. Peace out.